Good morning, children. Welcome back to English class. So, children, today we are going to do one wonderful poem which is an act between King Akbar and Birbal. Yes, children, this is lesson number 11, One World, written by Safdar Hashmi. So, I would request you all to kindly take your new voice textbook, page number 113, and also a notebook so that we can underline few important words and also understand what is the meaning of these words. So before we could start the explanation about this poem, let us quickly understand about the writer of this poem, and the name is Safdar Hashmi. Children, Safdar Hashmi was born in the year 1954 and he died in the year 1989. Now, he was a playwright and director, best known for his Work Street Theatre in India. He was a founding member of Jananatya Manch, which is People's Theatre Front, Janam for short, in 1973, which grew out of the Indian People's Theatre Association. Yes, children, and he was also highly respected for his socially conscious drama that championed the causes of the exploited working classes. So this was a short introduction about the writer, about the poet, and the name is Safdar Hashmi. So now let us quickly go through the explanation of this poem. Now let us understand the central idea about this poem. The poem Safdar Hashmi presents his views on the follies of vanity and the transience of worldly object and achievements. Now let us understand what is this all idea about through the explanation of this poem, children. You know old Akbar, one time king? You know this has been asked by whom, children? Yes, this is been asked by the writer Safdar Hashmi. So he's asking us whether we know old Akbar, one time king. He thought he knew most everything. Cross his path at you he threw a torrent of words on how much he knew. I have seen the whole wide world, you bet. So yes, children, now over here King Akbar used to think that he knows everything in the world. Whatever information you want, he will be ready with all his information. Cross his path at you he threw a torrent of words on how much he knew. Now children, over here torrent means something moving very fast. Okay, so King Akbar is saying that if you want to ask me any question, you can ask me and I will be giving you the answer in a very rapid way. All right. So he says that he can give the answer of anything or any information available in the world. I have seen the whole wide world, you bet. So now here King Akbar says that he knows and he has seen the whole wild world, you bet. That means he is giving a challenge to us that I can bet you that if you ask me any question or anything, I will be able to give you answer on that. I will be able to give you the information on that. The reason is I know a lot of things about this world. I know the whole wide world. All right. The moon, the stars, sun and set, mountains, forest, rivers, streams. So King Akbar thinks that he knows a lot of information or he knows a lot of things about the moon, the stars, the rising of the sun, then the sunset, mountains, forest, rivers and streams. Well, he also has got a lot of information about islands, oceans, the wave that gleams. Now children, over here the waves that gleams means something which shines very brightly. So yes, he also knows the waves that shines brightly. He knows about town and village, big and small, house and hearth. I have seen them all. Now children, over here hearth, the meaning is the area of the floor around the fireplace in a house. So yes, he means to say he knows about the town, he knows about the village, the big, the small. He also knows about the house and hearth, that means the area of the floor around a fireplace in a house. So I have seen them all. So yes, King Akbar says that he has got wonderful knowledge about all these things in the world. Give me the people, give me the crowns, success and failure, ups and downs. So now children, over here, King Akbar says that he has seen the people around him, he has seen the kings, he also knows the success and failures, he has seen a lot of success and failure in his life. He has also seen ups and downs in his life. Drums and cymbals, playing cards, theatre, entertainment, all of the arts. Now drums and cymbals. Now cymbals means this is a musical instrument, children, which is played in the form of a thin round metal plate. Okay. And generally this has been played by hitting it with a stick or hitting two of them together. Alright. So this is an instrumental musical instrument basically. So drums and cymbals, yes, so he also knows about them. He also knows about the playing cards. He knows the theater around him. He knows the entertainment, and he knows all sorts of the arts. I have watched the wheel of politics turn. Saints and sinners, what's left to learn? So he has also seen the wheel of politics turn. That means, to give you an example, children, imagine now there is a person who became a king, but however, due to some tragedy, this particular person is no more a king. So yes, so that means he wants to say that he has seen the wheel of politics turn. Okay, so he also knows the saints and sinners. That means he has seen good people and bad people also around him. So now he is asking what's left to learn. That means he says that he knows everything around the world. As far as I can see, all of this belongs to me. So now children, over here, King Akbar thinks that as far as he can see, everything belongs to him. King of the world, am I, say I, this one truth nobody dares deny. So he says that yes, he is the only king in the world who has got a lot of knowledge about everything in the world. And yes, he also says that this is the truth and nobody can deny that he is the only king. So this particular stanza actually reflects, saying that King Akbar is actually feeling very much proud of himself, that he is, actually having a lot of knowledge and information about this whole world. Now, Akbar had a minister. Birbal was his name. Now, children, we all know who Birbal was. So Birbal was a very clever and sharp minister of King Akbar. Now the writer is talking about his appearance. He was slim, slender, slightly built, ever ready to play the game. That means Birbal was always ready to give the solutions for any kind of problems. So yeah, the writer says, now Akbar had a minister, Birbal was his name. Slim, slender, slightly built, ever ready to play the game. He saw the bug his king had caught. He was sharp, not one to miss. So now children, what do you mean by bug over here? Bug means an illness. So now Birbal actually saw that his king was suffering from an illness. And what was the illness all about, children? Yes, it was about feeling pride of himself. So illness of pride. He was sharp, not one to miss. So Birbal was really sharp and he couldn't miss, and he was very clever to guess that yes, my king is actually suffering from an illness. Pride it was, he knew for sure, that made the Badshah speak like this. So yes, Birbal actually realized that it was nothing other than the pride which is making King Badshah or Badshah speak like this, and that is the reason he could guess that it was nothing but an illness. One day, a stroll King Akbar took across the rambling palace ground, and right there in the courtyard tripped on someone that he found. Red with anger, Akbar got, he unleashed a mighty jab. So now children, over here, King Akbar was actually having a walk in his rambling palace. Rambling palace means a lengthy, ground. I mean, you can say a palace garden. And right there in the courtyard tripped on someone that he found. So he actually tripped on something, and someone was sitting in the garden. Red with anger, Akbar got. So Akbar got actually very angry, and he unleashed a mighty jab. Now jab means over here a sudden hit, you can say, with one's fist. So now let us see what happens. Get up, you sadhu, Akbar shrieked. Listen to me, don't gab. This courtyard that you make your bed belongs to me, to me. Each leaf, each blade of grass that grows is mine, can't you see? Okay, so now King Akbar actually shouted at this person, and he was none other than the sadhu. He said, get up, you sadhu. Listen to me, don't gab. Now gab over here means children to talk continuously about things that are unimportant. Okay, so he just told him, listen to me first. This courtyard that you make your bed, that means, on the grass where the sadhu had actually made his bed, it actually belongs to me. That means it belongs to King Akbar. King Akbar said that each leaf, each blade of the grass that grows is mine. Can't you see? So now King Akbar is telling sadhu that each leaf, okay, and each blade of the grass that grows is basically mine. It belongs to me. And how dare you can come and stay in this courtyard. So he actually got angry on this sadhu. Now the sadhu raised his neck, just so, scratched his ear, twitched his nose, stretched long and lazy arms and legs, cracked first his knuckles, then his toes. Eyes half closed, he spoke with ease. So now children, Sadhu actually raised his neck, and he stretched his ear and twitched his nose. He also stretched his long and lazy arms and legs, and he also cracked his knuckles, then his toes. Now his eyes half closed, and he spoke with ease. That means he spoke with King Akbar with ease manner, and he just asked him, each blade of grass so fresh and green is yours, you say, and then to tease, deluded you have been. So now children, deluded over here means made to believe something that is not true. That means Sadhu over here was not actually able to believe that this each blade of grass which is so fresh and green actually belonged to King Akbar. So yes, this was his reaction while talking to King Akbar. Akbar growled and growled some more. Get up, you make me sore. The grass, the green, all the leaves and hives of all the honeybees. Each minaret in Fatehpur, my friend, all the walls from end to end. So now children, over here, minaret means a tall, thin tower on a mosque. So now King Akbar started growling, and he told Sadhu, get up, you are making me sore. The grass, the green and all the leaves, and of course even the hives of all the honeybees, and also the tall and thin tower on a mosque in Fatehpur, my friend, all the walls from end to end, this all things belongs to me. He also said dome, window, every door, stone on rock and sand on shore, every bit of grit and grime is mine, all mine, only mine. So yes children, King Akbar actually continued stating that even the dome, the windows, every door, stone on the rock and sand on the shore, every bit of grit and grime, that means every bit of particles of sand and even the dust particle is also belonging to him. So it belongs to him only and no one else. So this particular stanza actually, tells us that how King Akbar was really feeling proud of himself. Okay, so let's see what happens in the next stanza. He opened wide his half-shut eyes. The sadhu stroked his beard, parted his lips as if to speak. Now, over here, children, Sadhu actually opened wide his half-shut eyes, and then Sadhu stroked his beard and parted his lips as if he wanted to speak something. Then pursed them tight as if he feared, in a scared and little voice. So now, children, over here, pursed means brought the lips together tightly into a small circle, especially to show any kind of a disapproval or doubt. Yes, of course, even Sadhu was a little bit scared and he spoke in a little soft voice. One question only, sir, he said. So that means over here, Sadhu started asking question to King Akbar, and he asked him, I just want to ask only one question, right? So now let us see what is the question all about. Now, Sadhu asked the question, how many years have you lived here in Fatehpur, king, born and bred? In this palace, Akbar said, in this palace was I born. In this palace, Akbar said, I saw my very first born. So that means Sadhu asked question to King Akbar, how many years you have lived here? So in Fatehpur, King Akbar said that yes, he was born and brought up in Fatehpur in the same palace, and he opened his eyes even in the same palace. Now, who was king before you, Badshah? Trumpets sounded in whose glory? So now his second question was, before your birth, who was the Badshah, and under whose name the trumpet actually sounded in glory? So yes, the question was that before the birth of King Akbar, who was ruling this particular palace, and under whose name the trumpets were actually sounded in glory. So this was the question asked by the sadhu. Now let us see what happens, children. So yes, children, now we will end part 1 of lesson number 11, One World, written by Shavdar Hashmi.